Part of the old Roman wall. And that is a Flemish bronze gun. We're guessing they scared the army away because they thought the Flemish were gay. Okay, now go.
William the Conqueror built this castle. It was a residence at first, then it was a prison. Had big windows because they used to store gunpowder in there and they couldn't have candles. The weather vanes meant that there was a residence.
Between the two walls of the tower, this is the outer wall. That's Sally. Inner wall, outer wall. Outer ward, and we're just in the inner ward with those other pictures. Comes into focus. We are now doing the wall walk at the Tower of London, City of London. That's where we just came out of, the Broadbow Tower, built by Henry the Third or Second, one of them. This is the inner keep. This is what it would look like whenever. Over Thames. We're here at Hampton Court. These are the gardens. We haven't gone in the palace yet. We've seen the maze. Just wanted to give an idea of how pretty these gardens are. There's just some more of the gardens. We're walking towards the maze. Very pretty. I bet they're pretty in summer.
These only come out in spring, these bulbs.
Or maybe, you know, they're pretty right now. I think this is the entryway to the maze.
We hear screams and yells. We're thinking that's what it is.
We're still at Hampton Court, and these are now the formal gardens. We've just been through the maze, and the secret of the maze is you come out the same way that you went in. So people are wandering around, not realizing there is no other way out.
But we hooked up with people from New York and figured it out.
And that's, oh, we're at the back of Hampton Court, I guess, isn't it?
Yes.
This is where Henry VIII and his wives lived, I guess. Maybe. We'll find out shortly. We're still in the back of Hampton Palace in the formal gardens.
Get a shot of the deer over here.
The back of Sally's head. Where's the deer at?
Over by the tree. There's kind of the second group of trees
there. Hold
down.
on, there we go. We decided that's the Queen's private game preserve. And this is the back of the palace. The fountain. And nice formal gardens. It's not for sale, but Sally and I thought we'd see if we could put a bid on it. So we have a place to walk in the morning. The gardeners would have to come in the deal though. I don't think Josh can mow all this. This is the courtyard inside the buildings of Hampton Palace. Just give you a little bit of a flavor. There's Sally waving. This is the Tudor kitchens. This is all the stuff for making custard. And that's a fireplace ready to roast the meat. The boys would have to sit there all day and turn the spits. There's a special rule that they couldn't pee in the fireplace. We're now standing in the clock court, and this is the clock. We just had a tour of all the different apartments, parts of the palace. We're in the middle, Sally ducking her head. That's where Edward III. This is, I don't know. And this is Henry VIII. Over here. And can't really see any of it.
Now I am. Here we are driving along in our Mercedes, believe it or not. On the wrong side of the road is Jim driving and sneezing. We're driving along M40 on our way to Stratford-upon-Avon to see the birthplace of William Shakespeare.
World's ugliest Mercedes.
We shall give you a better view of it when later on. So far all we can see are trees. Oh, now here's some of the countryside.
Castle.
Yeah, being a guy, want that.
We're still at Warwick Castle, and this time we're on the other side of the grounds. That's the gate that we came in, the tower. Coming around. Not sure what that is, but we're going to go up and look. This is Beecham's Tower. Sally.
So we got him working on the cove mold.
Look over there.
Well, it's coming this far. There's a guy in line for a plant.
Now narrate.
Just walked up an awful lot of stairs. They told us it's not for the infirm or elderly.
It's a long way up. For the tower. There's the other tower. In the back of Sally's head. I made the mistake.
This is now Sally, because Jim didn't want to look down. We're at the top of the tower, looking out and over. It's truly beautiful. I said it was 500 steps up, I think it was more. And if we fell, we'd go, whoa, whoa.
We're in the area between the two porticos and the drawbridge. There's one. There's Sallynocky. This is called the Mound. It's actually, we're on the outside of the castle. This is the oldest part of it that dates back to the 10th century. William the Conqueror and built a wooden fort here, a wooden castle. It was replaced by this stone one. You can get an idea of the view from here, the countryside. Looking down. That's the Avon River. Stratford on Avon's off roughly that way somewhere. Coming back here, this is the town of Warwick. There's an old church steeple. A beautiful old cathedral. It's just a boathouse on the Avon River. We're down just a little ways from the mound where we shot the last few shots. Looking back at the castle and Sally Ann. Truly back at Sally Ann. The mound. This is the Peacock Gardens. Still at Warwick Castle. Are there others?
Way up over there in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And one standing up in the bush.
This is the conservatory. And that is Peacock. You can see the carved bushes that look like peacocks. It's a beautiful garden. So we thought we'd take a picture of the world's ugliest Mercedes. Give you an idea what we're tooling around England in. It's a beautiful thing, really. Give us an idea for... Oops.
Get a shot of the porridge pot.
Oh, there's a porridge pot where we had dinner. There's my lovely wife. Anyway, that's her Mercedes. Excuse me. We are now in Cotswold, and this is a site of a Roman amphitheater. It was built in the 1st century AD. And frankly, it just looks like hills to us, but it was kind of an adventure getting here, so I figured we'd take the picture. Somewhere in here is where the amphitheater was. We're now at the Roman baths in Bath. These are actually Victorian statues of Roman generals and emperors. But that's the original Roman bath down on the bottom. And then as you look to the side, the bases are Roman. And that first part of the wall up to where the stone changes is Roman, and then from there up it was built by the Victorians once they excavated the site. So that was the original level of Bath. Over time it's raised about 18 feet over the last 2,000 years since these baths were built. This is looking back the other way now, across from the other side of the Bath. That's the visitor center. That's where I was standing a minute ago. That's the Abbey steeple across the way. We'll shoot some shots when we get a little closer. This is what's left of the pediment of the temple. That top part there. This is the hot springs where the water comes from. This is the end of, or what's left of the courtyard. That's the great altar. These are 3 of the steps that led up to the temple. It's the altar. This was a stone used by a special priest to see the future. We're now at ground level in the baths. This used to be a covered building when the Romans built it, so the water was clear, but it's green now. The sunlight activating the algae. You can see all the work that went into it. This is the archway leading into where the Roman baths and the Abbey are. This is Sally, who doesn't take any pictures. Inside joke that I'll pay for later. Oh, scallywag. This is the Abbey. I'll try to get a better view. This is the Abbey at Bath. Pretty cathedral they built here. We are now at the site of the oldest house in Bath, home of the world famous Sally Lunn bun. We're hoping Sally is here so we can see her buns. Sally's heard of Sally Lunn buns, but I'm not too sure they're world famous. Ouch. We're in a pretty narrow street here. And now we are going to go in and waste some money. As you may guess, this is Stonehenge. Had a bit of a trouble getting here, but a little bit of an adventure. wow. It's the first ditch.
Heritage 723. Go ahead, Hazel. Did someone say I had a customer? Hazel, you were sent.
You can see the joints. This is a station stone. Not sure what that's for. That ditch in front is the original Stonehenge. There's a wood frame. The ditch in front. This is a heel stone. Points towards Stonehenge. This is the Salisbury Cathedral. Salisbury's a pretty town just not far from Stonehenge. This cathedral is huge.
Oh, I think I wasn't. You just chomped on flowers, and you're stepping back on them again.
Well. Anyway, we don't know anything about this yet because we just got here, but it's pretty. This is the inside of the cathedral. And beautiful stained glass windows. And then look at the ceiling. More windows. Give you some idea of the workmanship here.
Flying buttresses allow you to build higher.
I don't know if you can see this along the higher walls. The arches coming down the sides. It's hard to get a flavor for it, but sure it's pretty. This is one of the little side chapels off the main hall. Not sure what all this is, to be honest, but a lot of graves and stuff. Yeah, this is the other side chapel. Get an idea of the archwork on the ceilings here. This is still in the Salisbury Cathedral area, just outside. This is the graveyard here in the Commons. You can see the tombstones.